Biography of Steve Blackman. Steve Blackman is an American martial artist and former professional wrestler. He is best known for his appearances with the World Wrestling Federation from 1997 to 2002, where he held the WWF Hardcore Championship on 6 occasions, and holds the record for most combined days as reigning champion. Personal life of Steve Blackman. This famous wrestler was born on September 28, 1962, which was a Saturday. Steve Blackman will be turning 55 in the year of 2018. The place where Steve Blackman was born is named as Anvil Township, Lebanon County, Pennsylvania. Some important physical stats of Steve Blackman. Steve Blackman does weigh about 111.6 kg, which is equivalent to 246 pounds. The height of this world-famous wrestler is 6 feet 2 inches, or in other words, 1.88 meter. With the zodiac or sun sign of Libra, this wrestler is American by nationality. Some important information about the wrestling career of Steve Blackman. Steve Blackman began as a competitive bodybuilder and weightlifter before entering professional wrestling in 1986 in Connecticut, training at Tony Altimore's wrestling school. He competed briefly as a jobber in 1988, and was being considered for a full-time contract with the WWF, when he contracted malaria and dysentery while wrestling in South Africa in 1989, and was on his deathbed for 2 years. After finally beating his 2-year bout with malaria, during which he lost much of his muscle mass, Blackman spent another 4 years in physical therapy to recover his conditioning, and incorporated martial arts training, specifically eskrima and taekwondo, into his physical therapy. Once back in fighting shape, Blackman contacted his friends Brian Pillman and Owen Hart for a new WWF tryout. Blackman made his WWF debut on the November 3, 1997 episode of Raw is War when he jumped the guardrail, to help Vader fend off an attack from the Hart Foundation. Vince McMahon opted for a martial arts gimmick. Blackman was a replacement for the injured Patriot on Team USA. Vader, Goldust, and Mark Merrow, at Survivor Series 1997, against Team Canada, British Bulldog, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, Philip LaFawn, and Doug Furness. The ring names of Steve Blackman are the Lethal Weapon, the Peacemaker, and the Silent Assassin. His finishing moves are known as bicycle kick, sometimes from the top rope, dark side sleeper, guillotine choke, and thrust kick. The signature moves of the Lethal Weapon are brainbuster, cross arm breaker, elbow strike, fisherman suplex, karate chop, and scissors kick. He also prefers to use kendo sticks on his opponents during his matches in World Wrestling Federation. On October 2002, the contract of Steve Blackman expired and WWF did not renew the contract. As a result, Blackman took retirement from WWF. After the retirement from WWF, Blackman opened a self-defense school in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania called Blackman MMA in mid-2003. As of July 2006, Blackman has reopened Steve Blackman's Fighting Systems, which features MMA classes as well as professional wrestling training with Classic Championship Wrestling, a local independent wrestling promotion in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Blackman has hosted 4 MMA events in the Harrisburg PA starting in 2009, and the most recent being on November 20, 2010, at the Zembo Mosque. The events are part of the Pennsylvania Fighting Championships, PFC. Girls, Marriage, and Affair. Blackman is married and the couple have a daughter together. Some lesser-known facts about Steve Blackman. Steve Blackman has been called the most dangerous WWF Hardcore Champion of all time. He has won the WWF Hardcore Championship 6 times. He was originally set to join the WWF back in the early 1990s, but contracted a life-threatening illness during a wrestling tour in South Africa. During his recovery, he ran his own wrestling school before being reapproached by the WWF in 1997. He is a third-degree black belt in Shotokan. Blackman won a Strongest Man contest in Florida, and set an Eastern USA curling record. He wrestled in his first ever WWF WrestleMania on April 2000. He won WWF Hardcore title for the second time from Shane McMahon at SummerSlam on August 2000. He won his first WWF title by defeated Crash Holly for the Hardcore title on June 2000. Currently, he owns and operates a wrestling and martial arts school in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, as of November 2005. Personal quote of Steve Blackman. To his opponent, upon grabbing his Filipino sticks. "It's party time. Who's next? You are." This is all about the famous WWF wrestler, the silent assassin, Steve Blackman. See you in our next WWE Superstar Biography video. Goodbye.